Hello, everybody. Josh Neighbors here, Locked On Big 12 podcast. Today, it is the 29th of June, 2022, and we have some breaking news. The Big 12 has announced that Brett Yormark will be the new Big 12 commissioner. He will be the fifth commissioner in Big 12 history. He is the one who will be succeeding Bob Bowlsby, who announced in April that he is stepping away. So, Brett Yormark is a name that people in college athletics probably do not know that well. He has history with working with the Brooklyn, then New Jersey Nets from 05 to 19, worked with the Barclays Center as well. Most recently, a COO with Rock Nation, Jay-Z's talent agency. That is where he will come in from. Also worked with NASCAR as well in his past. So he is somebody that's going to be coming in to the Big 12 to become the new commissioner of the league. It was just approved and announced by the board of directors. And here's what people like NBA Commissioner Adam Silver had to say. He said, Brett is one of the most skilled, knowledgeable executives in sports entertainment. His decades of operational experience, relentless work ethic, and strong industry relationships will be of enormous value to the Big 12, its school, and fans. Also, Fox Sports CEO, executive producer Eric Shanks said on behalf of Fox Sports, I'd like to officially congratulate Brett Yormark on being named the new commissioner of the Big 12. He's also the CEO and executive producer of Fox Sports. Said Brett is a talented and innovative executive who brings a remarkably unique perspective to the position. Under his leadership and vision, the conference is set up for success, and we look forward to continuing to build our relationship with as a premier TV partner of the Big 12. So there's more comments here. Also says that he joins from Rock Nation, Chief Operating Officer, COO, and he was co-CEO of Rock Nation Unified, the commercial side of the business. A graduate from Indiana University, started working in 1988 in the ticket office for the New Jersey Nets, and ultimately reached the pinnacle of the industry when he was named as COO of the Nets 05 to 19. He was CEO of the Brooklyn Nets and Barclays Center. So he oversaw their move from New Jersey to Brooklyn, which obviously I think the transition there, part of that is pretty big. And he's worked with the colleges as well, because the Barclays Center hosted the ACC men's basketball tournament, the A10 men's basketball tournament, and the NCAA basketball tournament as well. He oversaw a $750 million partnership agreement for NASCAR when he was there. It was the largest history at that point. And Nextel, when Nextel became the cup sponsor, it gave them that as well. He was named 4 times to the or 2 times, excuse me, to the 40 under 40 list. Sports Business Journal there as well. And so this is a guy that is going to be coming into the Big 12 who has to oversee a couple of things. Number one, the transition from Oklahoma and Texas out of the Big 12. That'll be a big starting point. Will negotiation happen? Will Yormark, that kind of be the first thing? We see them stay, go. Also, potential further expansion of the league. Will that happen under Brett Yormark's tutelage, under his guidance? Another thing, the television contract that is coming up here for the Big 12. The grant of rights expires in 2025. So their window here is coming up pretty soon for them to begin negotiating their future television contract and where it's going to be. Is it going to be in one place? Is it going to be in multiple places? Streaming, linear cable, services such as Hulu, YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, Apple TV Plus, Paramount Plus. Will it be on Fox, ESPN, CBS? Where will it go? A lot of that stuff's still up in the air, depending on what happens with some of the other leagues and their television deals. He has to deal with that. He also has to deal with the college football playoff expansion. We have seen that, and Bob Bowlsby was very pro playoff expansion. I'm sure Yormark will take up right where Bob Bowlsby left off, and he will be also a fan of this and want college football playoff expansion as well and push for that. So more opportunities for Big 12 teams will occur. Realigning the conference is also something that he is going to have to deal with. Is it going to be divisions? Is it going to be straight up? Is it going to be a mix of both as OU and Texas transition out of the league. That's something that he's going to have to manage. And then obviously this is somebody who's from a talent agency or, worked for a company, Rock Nation, which is, I think they do everything from artists to athletes now, I believe. NIL is such an important thing. Could he do something that is, a conference initiative to help, attract kids or players or whatever it is to come to Big 12 schools, or we help schools, with that kind of stuff, potentially fun, interesting, and helpful marketing tactics that he's learned on the business side. So he's got a lot to take care of. I mean, we mentioned OU and Texas on the way out, potential expansion moving forward, the television contract that is coming up as well, college football playoff expansion, NIL, as we had mentioned as well. I mean, there are a whole lot of things that Brett Yormark's going to have to account for as soon as he gets there, and we'll see how that goes. But an outside the box hire, this is not the first time we've seen something like this occur, right? We saw this happen when George Kliavkoff was hired from MGM and went to the Pac-12 to be their commissioner. So not totally out of the blue, but it will be interesting to see what we find out about who wanted this job and from what places did they come. But the person that was landed upon was Brett Yormark. He is your new Big 12 commissioner, as announced by the Big 12 today. We will have more thoughts on this coming up on tonight's roundtable. Been pushed to Wednesday. Stephen Simcox, John Williams, and Jonathan Davis will join me. We will break down every single angle of this and get everybody's thoughts. Send us your questions as well about this, but more reaction coming. This is kind of instant reaction right here. He's got a lot to do, but we know who the man is going to be. Brett Yormark, your new Big 12 commissioner. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at LO Big 12. You guys can follow me at @JoshNeighbors_. Find the show wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube as well.